across this clip on TikTok, and it was about Eminem. It was about Proof, and it was about the 13th floor on this elevator in this building that this guy explains because he was involved in the Detroit, you know, scene back at that time, right? So this is the guy. This is the clip I found. It says what Eminem plus D12 saw on the secret 13th floor that led to Proof leaving the label. So let's just say, you know, you've been under a rock.
Yes, sir. Y'all thought I was done, folks. Hold on, folks. Who thought I was done? For life just be life and folks should be happening, folks. But I'm always bounce back like folk like so. Get your dumb ass out of here, boy. What's good with my Pearl family, folks? Black balloons. Come on, man. Eminem and Proof, bro. What happened on the 13th floor, folks? With the deal. Let's get into it, folks. Hope you got it ready.
Right? And you don't know
You know
who
what I'm saying?
Proof is, right? So we know Proof was like
straight,
Eminem's best friend, right? And
I'm happy to be back here in front of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sacrificed. This is the guy who created the character Slim Shady and taught Eminem how to basically present that character. You know, he's like, I mean, even Eminem gives him, you know, that is his flowers for that. Basically, wrote a lot of his early stuff. He created this Slim Shady character. Like, this is the guy who is kind of responsible for, you know, that side of Eminem that the entire world got, right? Now, if you've never heard of this, I know a lot of y'all already know game. I already know. Only reason I'm doing this video is because this clip I'm about to show y'all is very interesting, and especially it ties into the 13th floor of certain elevators that other artists have talked about as well. And we're gonna get into that. So obviously y'all remember Toy Soldiers back in 2004, maybe 2005. Toy Soldiers was like one of my favorite songs. I was a kid and I used to love that song, but I ain't really know what was going on, right? This is just a simple AI overview and a haunting example of life imitating art. Proof, whose real name was Deshaun Holton of D12, portrayed his own fatal shooting in Eminem's 2004 music video like Toy Soldiers. The video depicts Proof being shot and later passing away in a hospital, a scenario that eerily foreshadowed his actual death from a similar, unrelated shooting in 2006. In 2006, he was killed outside of a club on 8 Mile, y'all. So in the video in 2004, like Toy Soldiers, Proof plays a character of Bugs, a D12 member who was murdered in real life in 1999. He is shot in a car, rushed to a hospital, and is seen dying on a gurney. On April 11th, 2006, the reality of it, which was on a Tuesday that year, Proof was shot and killed during an altercation at a nightclub in Detroit, Michigan.
This sounds like some
that
black magic or something,
I think, called Triple C nightclub, and Proof was shot 3 times. Once in the head, I think 2 in the chest. I think another guy died that night as well. But I thought it was interesting that the club was called Triple C. We know C to be the 3rd letter of the alphabet. He was also shot 3 times. I just thought that was interesting. But
dark magic, brother.
It pretty much tells you everything you need to know. This was the scene right here of the bullets basically entering him. And if you pay attention, there are 3 lines right here. There are 3 lines that go through Proof. If I'm not mistaken, this is 3 lines. He got shot 3 times in the video. And then basically a year and a half later, he ends up getting shot 3 times in real life.
Mm.
This was Eminem's sacrifice. He told you a very, very long time ago. Now, before we even get into the clip, real quick, this just lets you know where Eminem's head was even back in 1998 with a song called Ghost Stories, right? Produced by Eminem and DJ Butterfingers. In this song, 1998, Eminem said, I'm possessed by evil demons that torture me while I'm sleeping. I keep dreaming of death and hearing people screaming. The devil's spirit's trapped inside of me and I want it out. I'm on the couch, bleeding to death in a haunted house.
Mm.
Think about that. This is 1998. He's already saying, I'm possessed by evil demons that torture me while I'm sleeping. I keep dreaming of death and I'm hearing people screaming. The devil's spirit trapped inside of me and I want it out. I'm on the couch, bleeding to what? In a haunted house. All right.
Mm.
So that's just to give y'all, a little background of what this about. Now let's get into this clip. Very, very interesting, y'all.
Began to get deeply entrenched in the growing Detroit hip hop scene. The scene that brought you Eminem and D12 and Jay Dilla. I was in that scene. I knew all of those people. And it was really through the confession.
Detroit back on the scene right now. Babyface
Proof,
Ray,
who I think risked
V's,
his life to tell his
Ice
comrades
Wear
in the Detroit hip hop
Vizzo,
community that these record
Rio.
labels
I mean,
take you
they
to a ritual
Michigan,
to
bro.
pray over
Just to
your
say
master.
Michigan.
Not long
Detroit.
after that, he was
They
shot
definitely
and
on the
killed
rap scene
on 8
again
Mile
right
Road.
now.
They were
To this
all
day.
invited to a meeting in a big
Detroit taking over, I ain't gonna lie.
There is no 13 on the keypad. The whole group got on the elevator. Proof said when they got past floor number 12, the manager stuck a key in the keypad and turned it. That's the floor where the devil does his business. We have our own floor dedicated to our Luciferian business. They get off on this 13th floor, and as the doors open, floor number 12, the manager stuck a key in the keypad and turned it.
Mm.
And the elevator stopped in between floors, 12 and 14. And he said, there's a floor there. And I've come to the understanding that's the floor. The devil is the prince of this world, the god of this age. That's the floor where the devil does his business. It's a floor dedicated to that business. And I don't think that it's about fear of the number 13, that it's not on the keypad. It's about access. And everybody's not supposed to have access to that or an understanding of that, which is what some people desire when they go looking for something and they find the devil. They're not looking necessarily for the devil, but they're looking for that exclusivity. So what a way to make it exclusive. We have our own floor dedicated to our Luciferian business. So this is what we were told. He says they go up to the 13th floor. Well, the elevator stops in between 12 and 14. They get off on this 13th floor. He said it's a long corridor. It's 2 conference room doors at the end of the corridor.
Mm.
And as they approach the conference room doors, the manager talking fast to him, trying to get them ready for what's happening. And as the doors open, he said there was a conference room table with his group's master tape sitting in the center of.
My bad. I'm trying to full screen, bro. Oh my God. What I done did, bro?
A drawn pentagram on the table with a candle on each
That's
point.
all I was trying to do,
There was
bro.
a man already in the room dressed in some sort of priestly type of attire. So the manager starts talking quick, or the manager type guy. I don't want to put this on their manager. I don't remember who exactly he was in their business relationship, and so he explains to the guys in the group. He says, because these all guys, from humble beginnings, and so he said,
Basically, before he continues, y'all already know what that is. We talked about that a lot in those videos we did with John Todd, and that's basically them doing those rituals around the album, around the music, so those spirits are able to help push the music. They follow the music wherever someone listens to the music. The spirits are there helping the release of that music, basically. That's all it is. That's all it is. They're praying over the music, doing demonic rituals and spells, so it actually has the effect that it was written for. Remember, a lot of it, and John Todd used to talk about it as like witch language. A lot of the music being written by initiated members who are witches, warlocks, and so on. So it has to be prayed over. They have to do the rituals around the music, so it actually can carry the purpose of why it was written. So it can get into the psyche, get into the mind of people, and do what it was meant to do. Anything that is able to control your mood, your mind, who you are, change your vibration.
That was me. I had to
type
grab
of things
something.
is why they do the rituals over the music, and also so it can be successful. It's kind of like cut and dry, as they say.
He says, "You guys, this is Reverend."
Yeah, they definitely
this is
praying over
Minister
these
so-and-so,
albums and doing rituals.
and
and
he
shit.
has prayed over this
Your
artist
homework, bro.
master tape and this artist master tape and
Your homework,
such
bro.
and such artist master tape, and every time he does it, people's album sales increase by 85%. And so we want to give you guys a chance to have the benefit of his blessing as well. But we want everybody to kind of participate in this, as he wants to pray over the master tape with you, and he's going to ask for spirits to enter into the master tape, and for every slave that's made off the master tape that a person buys and listens to,
Y'all
we
think
ask
this
that
shit be
spirit
going on, bro?
would help to attach
Yo ass
the
in
listener
for a
to your
rude
music.
awakening, bro.
Now, Proof, whom I had conversations with about these high-minded, esoteric, black metaphysical things on the phone many times before, he had some understanding or some inclination that this wasn't right. Proof left. He left out the meeting. He fussed a little bit, left out the conference room door, went, got back on the elevator, rolled the elevator back down, called back home here and said that he was leaving. He was done with it. He was leaving the group. He was coming back home. It was over. He didn't do that though. But they recorded one song that night, and it's the only song that he's not on the D12 Devil's Night album, which is what they came out with. And so that's the song that they recorded that night. Immediately after this ritual, they recorded a song. And by him being the leader of the group, it was odd that there was a song that he wasn't on. He was the actual leader of the group. Eminem was who everybody knew. Okay, so fast forward to eventually bring me to a particular truth. And that truth would be that demons and devils were real, because that's what I found out first. And then secondly, that there's only one name that cast them out. I don't care what people say about the letter J and Giorgio Trissino inventing the letter J and, the divine name movement, that it makes things way more works-based. That's trying to acquire faith or freedom through knowledge. And that's very similar to what the serpent promised Adam and Eve.
Yes.
All right, so that pretty much wraps it up for that clip. Gives you a little bit of insight into, Proof leaving the label.
That's deep,
I didn't know
folks. That's deep, folks.
that there was only one song
That's
that he
deep,
was
folks.
not on the Devil's Night album from D12. So that would make a lot of sense. Somebody said Toy Soldiers video. Yep. Somebody said, what did Prince say about the elevators? Somebody also talked about Andre 3000, and this is exactly what we're going to get into really quick. So there was a song by Goody Mob, and it featured Andre 3000. Now, this
Break
is
it
back
down
in
then, Black
1985.
Break it
So
down to
these
decimals,
people,
folks.
you know, they already knew what
Break
was
this
going
shit
on.
down,
Big
folks.
Gip
To
was on
fractions.
here. CeeLo, like they already know what was going on. This is back mid 90s, and these people were very aware of what was going on as far as the industry,
Look at CeeLo
these
Green now,
demonic
bro. And
spirits,
his
the devil,
wild
and
ass
so on,
son.
right? So Andre 3000 verse
That nigga wild as
says,
hell, boy.
now as an outcast I was born, wasn't warned of the harm that would come to meet me like met life, but yet life. Done sent me through a lot of ups and downs like it ain't nothing, like
Like
elevators, but
elevators.
I
But I
ain't the
ain't the
one that's
ones
pushing
pushing
the
the buttons.
buttons. I got off at the
Ooh.
13th floor when they told me that it wasn't one. They said it skipped from 12 to 14. Still smoking, still drinking. No, I'm
I'm
sitting
sitting
on the
on the
Lincoln,
Lincoln,
4
4
a.m.
a.m.
thinking
thinking
that in
that in
reality the
reality, the
world
world
is
is a
like a ball
ball
full of
full of
players.
players.
We trapped off in this maze with walls
Mm.
made of layers. And only prayer is the tightest game that you can have. The devil's taking a swing that might explain the broken glass.
Mm.
Think about that,
Got my
y'all.
crystal ball, see the pistol
And it's
fall to
crazy
the
that
wayside.
Genius has this highlighted. He
Nobody
said,
would die in cops and
I've
robbers
been
when
through
we
a
used
lot
to
of
play.
ups and downs
Ooh.
like it ain't nothing, like elevators, but I ain't the one pushing the buttons. Remember in the clip we just watched, Buddy said there was a person who had the key for the 13th floor. It's the same thing. There's no button to push for it.
Mm.
He said, I got off at the 13th floor when they told me it wasn't one. That's the same thing he said.
Mm.
That it skipped from 12 to 14. This is in 1995.
Ooh, I was 4 years old, folks.
1995,
That's
y'all.
crazy.
So let's do this, right?
I just turned
When did that
35.
album come out, The Devil's Night? Let's see. When did that album drop? So Devil's Night came out in
2001.
2001. So that means that Andre 3000 was already, you know, he was already
Knee deep in the game.
um had went through this same ritual.
Exactly.
This is the same ritual as far as them not knowing, you know, them telling them it skipped from 12 to 14. They get up to the 13th floor. They're doing rituals around the music. They're doing rituals around the album. Think about that. Think about that, y'all.
Let me get my phone. Oh, my webcam.
Very,
That's my bad. Let me get my phone real quick though.
very interesting right there. That is very, very interesting to say the least. And when I saw that, because when I was watching the video and I was watching the TikTok, somebody said something about Andre 3000, you know, as far as the elevator. I said, damn, that's it. That's all you need. That let you know that that story is completely real. Now, if y'all have any other things that, you know, goes to this, or any other artists that talk about the 13th floor of these elevators, let me know down in the comments. But this right here just sealed it. You know, if you thought that story was far-fetched or, you know, just some alleged story, nah, this sealed it. Andre said this 5 years before. This is insane. Insane. I'm gonna leave this up on the screen. Y'all go ahead, get a good look at that. As always, man, I appreciate y'all.
My boy Black.
Y'all let
Shout
me know
out
what
Black
y'all wanna see
Balloons,
next
man. That was a deep video, bro. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, notification bell. Come on now. I know I took a little break, you know what I'm saying? But life be life, and folks. Sometimes shit happen, folks. You gotta take a step back from certain things. It's all about how you handle your situations, folks. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody doing good, folks. You know what I'm saying? I'm back. Check in with me. Appreciate everybody who was checking in with me for not doing videos, folks. But I'm back though. I got y'all, bro. You already know what's going on with me though, folks. I'm gone, man. I'm gone.
Cushy, I love it. Hey, cushy, I love to use it. It's therapeutic, flow sick. Be throwing up. It's therapeutic, Glock 6 with extra clip. I'm very suited, money getting.